It is Tuesday, August the 18th, and we are here in Prathertown with Delegate Gregory Wims. He has some news, memories, and information to recall on the historic Prathertown. Welcome, Delegate Wims. How are you today?
I'm doing well, and thank you for having me.
We are glad that you're here because you, as a historian and a very important figure in Montgomery County with such rich history, have unique perspectives of Prathertown. Can you tell us about your early days and how you came to know Prathertown?
Well, it's my pleasure to talk about my early days. I was born in 1949, my perspective. So I've had a lot of experience, not only with Prathertown, but also my town that I live in called Stewarttown. But we'll start with Prathertown. When I was a young child, I was a member of the Stewarttown Methodist Church. And our neighboring church was Poplar Grove Baptist, where Reverend James Prather was the pastor. And that's how I really got to know Prathertown, from the great ministry and great service that Reverend Prather actually had for our community. I would come up into the house, his house, with him and Miss Edna, as we would call, and the children on many occasions. And when we would have also in Stewarttown, we had what we call like Stewarttown Day. All the people from Prathertown, which is really just 2 miles apart, I think, maybe a mile apart, would come. So we grew to be like family members from both communities, Prathertown and Stewarttown. The one thing, though, because of my age and my schoolmates, James Jr., as we would call him, was a good friend, and he went to serve in the Army. And unfortunately, in Vietnam, he lost his life. But that was very traumatic to me because we had not known anyone actually that had gone to Vietnam from our community. And then to see what happened to him, it brought us a little closer together, though, because after that, we and my mom and dad, of course, worked very close with Reverend Prather and Miss Edna, and then the others in the community, like the Posies, which I just found at the very beginning of Prathertown when you come in, actually were my cousins. My grandfather married Miss Posies back, I guess, 1800s, something like that. So the ones that you know now, Carl knows, Rosie Waters, Willa Mae, Debbie, they were all my cousins from the Posey side. And so we were family. So I would be at Prathertown at least once a month, maybe, visiting them. So as you can see, coming out of Stewarttown, Prathertown, we were like brothers and sisters. The one thing I do remember most vividly, though, whenever there was we would call it like a family get together. Today they would call it a cookout, I guess. The food was so great that not only Reverend Prather and his wife, but all the family members, the Willises, of course, we talk about the Posies, of course, the Prathers. The food was very good. And I would always love coming with mom and dad when we would come to Prathertown. And one last thing I would say that I remember, it's a sad note. And Carl, I don't think, maybe you weren't even born then, but there was a terrible hurricane when I was a child. And I think that was like maybe in the 60s. But we lost a couple of people right here in Prathertown, where the Whiteman Road and the bridges and that river that goes through, because it overflowed and a few people died. And I'm not sure if they were Prathers or there was someone that lived close by to here, but that's something I'll never forget. And I don't know the name of the hurricane, but it was one of the worst ones we've had, say, in a century in Prathertown, Stewarttown. So that's just a little memory for me as a young man growing up next to Prathertown and Stewarttown.
Thank you so much for sharing your memories. They are very, very precious. If you had one wish for Prathertown, what would it be?
Well, my one wish would be, one, that the history would never be forgotten. It's a great history. Two, that it would be put on the map, and I think it is now, as a historic community, and that the family members who are living now will pass it on to their children. Just like for me in Stewarttown, I'm literally 8 generations, and I own my land like you do here in Stewarttown. You and Carl own your land. So my wish would be that it would never be sold, that it would go on for generations and generations.
Thank you so much.